show, and I have to start by saying it's the last show in the current series, but we're back. Well, that makes me feel bad now. But we got a great lineup for you. We're back later in the year, obviously, but tonight, to end the series, we've got a great lineup. Let's see who's in my green room for you, fresh from an incredible sport relief challenge that saw her run, cycle and swim her way from Edinburgh all the way down to London. What an achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Davina McCall. Congratulations. What a hero. That's some achievement. My next guest has won a Grammy for her singing, a BAFTA, a Golden Globe, an Oscar for her acting, and this evening I'm proud and delighted to present her with one of our much coveted Jonathan Ross Show mugs. It's Jennifer Hudson. The fabulous Jennifer Hudson, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we have one of the most popular presenters on TV. She's a great comedian and she hosts the Great British Bake Off. It's Sue Perkins. Sue Perkins is right there. Half of the melon the Sue combo. And we also have, I think, Britain's best-loved business tycoon. Incredibly, he's also soon to be an astronaut. You know who I'm talking about? He is, of course, Sir Richard Branson. Who doesn't love Richard Branson? Good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. And what incredible music we have for you this evening from the Mercury Award-winning and platinum album-selling The Sublime Elbow will be performing live at the end of the show. Hello, chaps. How are you? Mostly from Ramsbottom, I believe. OK, now, that's the show. But did anyone see the Oscars last Sunday? Did you watch the Oscars or did you watch the highlight? Yeah. It was hosted by the fabulous Ellen DeGeneres, and halfway through, she took a selfie of herself during the show. You've probably seen it. It's been retweeted more than 3 million times. If you haven't seen it, here it is. Look at this. There it is. That is some selfie, and that sets the bar pretty high. Look at that lineup. Meryl Streep, Brad Pitt, Bradley Cooper, Julia Roberts, Angelina Jolie and Kevin Spacey. That is like, I'm a celebrity, get me in there. That's what that is. There's been a lot of speculation about the identity of the man on the far left. The one who's almost in it. You see that? People aren't sure who that necessarily is. Then someone online solved the mystery. I found this when I was browsing. Look at this. That's incredible. Isn't that something? He really is everywhere. He is omnipresent. Okay. I don't know if anyone saw this picture in the papers this week. Have a look at this. Whoa! Look at that. It's a snake attacking a crocodile. That's one fight where you really can say it's just handbags. He's stuffed to the gills. He's like Paul Hollywood at the Bake Off final. Sue, can I just check? Paul, can he can actually, am I right in thinking he can dislocate his jaw to get the bigger... Yeah.
He feeds twice a year. And he can, mainly in Cheshire nightclubs, and he can just open up the jaw there. It's a magnificent sight to see him in the wild.
There you go, there you go. You heard it here first. The Chinese this week celebrated OUR Day. I think that's the correct... It's not OUR Day, it's OUR Day. Okay? I believe it's the second day in the second calendar month of the new year. And that's the day when, according to Chinese tradition, the dragon raises its head. And it's said to be the luckiest day of the year to get the haircut. You don't have your haircut the first month of the new year. You wait till the second day of the second calendar month. OK? And then it's considered very good luck. Although, judging by the faces of these three little boys, it must get better as the day goes on. Have a look at this one. He's out there. I mean, talk about cute. He's so cute, but he doesn't seem very happy about it. I think maybe he wanted a Harry Styles. They've given him the Wayne Rooney. That's why he's sad. Here's another. Look at this little fella. Look at that. Oh! He looks undecided, though. He's giving a little bit of a Liam Gallagher sneer at his reflection there. OK, here's my favourite. OK, this cannot fail to cheer you up. How happy is he, eh? He loves it. I'll tell you what I like about that picture is, it looks like they've left his body at home and just put his head in on a pillow. That's just a head on a pillow. He is so sweet, isn't he? Let's get my first guest out, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't help but be amazed by her courage, her determination when she just finished. She ran, she swam and she cycled the entire length of this country. And not just that, it was some of the worst weather imaginable. She is, without doubt, the First Lady of British TV. Please welcome Davina McCall. Wow. Congratulations. Thank you for coming on to tell us about it. Come and sit down. Well, as I was saying, man, what an achievement. And congratulations. Tell me, before we talk about it in depth, what actually did it involve? So you started in Scotland.
Started in Edinburgh on a very wet and rainy morning, and we did 17 hours cycling the first day in just the worst weather I have ever ridden in. And about 4 hours in, they pulled me over to the side and they put me in a van, and I just burst into tears, and they said I sort of had the beginnings of hypothermia. And I lay down in the van and was just sobbing, and I thought, this is 4 hours in. I've got another 6 days left. How am I going to do this? And I got into the hotel that we were staying in that night at 12:30 at night, and do you know what they did to me?
What?
They put me in an ice bath.
What? Why did they do that?
I got in and I was in my cycling shorts because the physiotherapist had to come in and make sure that I'd got in it and that I wasn't lying like you do when you're a kid. Yeah, I'm having a bath. noisy. So I got in and I'm just sitting in my cycling shorts, my top just crying in the morning. I want to go to bed.
How long did they make you sit in the ice bath?
10 minutes.
And that's because of the lactic acid in the muscles?
I mean, I wouldn't have been able to walk the next day, and I had to get back on a bicycle the next morning to cycle to Scarfell Pike, which I then...
Can I ask you, how was your undercarriage after that? Because...
Jonathan. Wait, day one was so bad in that area that the next... Well, no, at the end of day one, I went to the loo, and I don't know if you've now haven't had a baby. Yes, it was like that. But I went to the loo and I sat down and I was crying on the loo, just going... like that. And then the next day I had to get back on the bike, and I said, I can't do it. So we had to concoct this amazing, we called it fanny fudge. Oh. And it was made of, you know when children go to the hospital, they've got a very good anaesthetic that they put on so they can get... So we mixed some anaesthetic with some chamois cream, and I basically plastered myself in that.
Wow.
And I basically didn't have an undercarriage for the last 4 days. I was like, yeah, I can get on this bike, no problem. Can't even feel it.
They should make saddles out of that stuff, then we'd all be fine. Built in.
We were thinking of marketing it, Davina's Fanny Fudge.
OK. I'm not asking for any personal wishes, but everything's OK now then.
Jonathan, wait! Oh God, and I can just see my press chaps backstage going, don't say anymore. But anyway, I'm going to. But we finished on Valentine's Day, and
Happy Valentine's Day, darling. You're not coming in the bedroom.
That's exactly. I'm afraid we had to rain check.
What was it that got you back on the bike? What was it that in your head?
Well, just before I went to visit a project, and we went to visit a few women that work in a quarry. And it's not just women, it's women and their children. And these women and children work all day, and their 3-year-old children are walking around with big buckets collecting huge rocks. They then take the huge rocks to their big sisters and their mums, who it's mind-numbingly boring to have a stick with a rock, and they just hit the rock all day. They can't speak to each other because they'll hit their fingers or they'll hurt themselves. They just sit there hitting, and for 10 bags of rubble, you'd get £1. So a community would be doing that. And it's such an incredibly hard life. These kids, they come home, they were walking home with their faces completely white from dust, and inhaling that all day. And there's an amazing project that Comet Relief and Sport Relief support, where they take one of the girls from the project and they teach her how to make friends and play, because they just don't know how to do that.
They're not doing
and then they give the mum a career, so that when the girl comes back, the girl can go to school, the mum's got a career, they don't have to be in the quarry anymore.
And is that
it's just
part
breaking
of
a cycle.
What the fundraising will be going towards, is to get people out of that cycle?
Yeah.
OK, let's have a look. This is Davina in action. This is for a documentary they haven't quite finished yet, but it's called Beyond Breaking Point, for reasons which I think you understand now. This will be going out Thursday, 20th of March, just before Sport Relief Self on BBC One. Look at this. Wow. That's incredible. It's incredible. What an incredible achievement, ladies and gentlemen. What a remarkable woman. Wow, man, that's giving too much. OK. How much did you raise? How much have you raised so far with that?
I'm thinking that we've raised £1 million so far, and I'm hoping that when the documentary goes out, hopefully, you know, it will raise some more.
Even
because
more.
we'll be, yeah.
So what's next for you? You've got Sport Relief coming up.
Long Lost Family.
Oh, of course, the Long Lost Family. That's a very emotional show as well, isn't it?
It's hugely emotional.
It's like a kind of serious surprise in a way, isn't it? Where you bring people...
Well, it's a bit like Who Do You Think You Are, but it's about reuniting people. But what I like is it's not just about adoptions. It can be about missing people. It can be about people that have run away from home, or there's so many different reasons why people do something, or people think that they can't get back in touch because so-and-so won't be pleased to hear from them, but actually it's the opposite.
But there must be the chance that it could be that the person doesn't want to hear from, or it could go wrong.
Yes, I mean, 1 in 7 stories is a success, and the other 6 are either they don't want to be found, or they're not alive anymore, they can't be found, or they have been found but they don't want to be reunited on camera, in which case you do it. You do it anyway.
In which case you do... So you do it without filming them?
Yes.
I'm not going to be a sort of like amateur psychologist here, but obviously we know that you had, you know, you've been public about this. There was a distance between you and your mother.
My mum, yeah.
For many years. So I would have thought, does that help you going into situations like this, knowing that you have yourself had problems, you know, in your own family at that level?
There are definitely stories that I can relate to. There was one woman in Liverpool who I absolutely loved, and her mum had walked out on her, and it is sort of it's like a taboo in a way when your mum leaves you. So when you meet somebody else that has been through the same thing, it's a really nice, you can empathy to have with somebody. But also my cousin, who came back into our lives about 12 years ago, she was adopted. And so I have had experience of what it's like to welcome somebody that's adopted into your family, and it was amazing meeting her because she's the same age as me, and we look exactly the same, and we've got the same laugh. And she said, I've been such a misfit, not a misfit in her family, but she wasn't like anyone in her family, and we keep looking at each other going, look at the nose, oh my God, puffin nose. Roman.
Davina,
yes.
how great to have you. And once again, you know what, I've always admired you, but seeing you accomplish that, because, man, what an achievement. And you're the first woman they've asked to do something to that level of endurance, and you pulled it off incredibly well. What a remarkable thing to do. So thank you from all of us. You can still donate online. You'll find Sport Relief. All the details are there. The big night's coming up at the end of March. Davina McCall, ladies and gentlemen. That's incredible.
Lovely interview as well.
Davina McCall. Fabulous. Still to come on the show, we've got Jennifer Hudson, Sue Perkins, Sir Richard Branson, we've got music from Elbow, so don't go away.